This is Midday Classics on WSKG. I'm Bill Snyder. Flutist Adrian McGrady is presenting A Flutist's Journey on Friday, August 25th at 6 p.m. in the Drake House Theater of the 171 Cedar Arts Center and Corning. And he is my guest right now. Adrian, nice to be seeing you. What's on the program?
So what's going to be on this program is not going to be any of the standard repertoire. So you think of mostly going to recitals, hearing Bach, Beethoven, and Mozart. You're not really going to hear a lot of them. You're going to hear what I would consider are the fruits of their labor. So all of the composers that you'll be hearing on this recital, all living, is going to be a mix of things. So it's going to be obviously solo flute music. It's going to be flute and electronics. It's things with backing tracks. It's going to be a little bit of everything, but I'm also going to be playing 4 different flutes. So it's not just going to be the simple C flute that you're normally used to hearing. You'll hear everything from the highest type of flute down to one of the lowest.
I admit I'm a little out of my element here. Of all the composers on the program, I've only heard of one, Robert Patterson, who was at Cornell a few years ago. Can you tell us a little bit about the composers that are represented on the program?
All of the composers, I wanted to do a mix of composers this year. One, it's not just men. One, it's going to be a mix of men and women. It's going to be composers that are of color, and there are some new composers as well. As I stated previously, a lot of the music that's on this set list are things that you would not normally hear in most flute recitals now going forward, but it's something that's going to showcase the range of the flute and what can be done when you step outside the box.
You play, as you said, 4 different flutes. I wonder how many people have actually ever seen a bass flute.
I've actually got my bass flute right here. So as you can see, how it curves over and it's just super, super long. And surprisingly enough, this is actually not the lowest flute in the flute family. There are 4 more, technically 5 more lower than this. I just recently came from the NFA flute convention in Phoenix, Arizona, and Dutch flute maker Eva Kingma just finished her, what she calls a double contrabass flute. It's literally a flute. If you look at it, it's in the shape of a 4 and curves at the end. It's about 12 to 15 feet tall. It's taller than me, and I had to even scooch down just in order to play it. It's super, super cool.
How much breath does it take to play something like that?
It's very, very constraining because the bigger the instrument, the more air you have to put in. And I remember even just playing some of the very lower notes on that instrument, I got it lightheaded a few times. So I had to sit down. She had to literally hold me at my back. It's like, oh my God, don't fall over. It's like, but it's fun. It's so fun to play.
I've been looking at some of your YouTube videos where you are playing multiple flutes and synchronizing them. How did that come about?
During COVID and even before COVID, I enjoyed playing a lot of ensemble pieces, but where I am, there's not a lot of people who want to do something different, and having the time to get everyone together and, hey, let's sit, let's learn these pieces, let's perform them. I just took to this app called Acapella, which I actually found it in college. And I'd just been playing around on it. Mind you, I wasn't as advanced on it now as I was back then, but having a chance to just synchronize everything. And obviously, within the midst of the pandemic, that played a big role in people still being able to perform lots of music.
Tell us how you got started on the flute and your background in flute.
I had the opportunity to see Hubert Laws in concert when I was a very young person. A friend of mine from school took me to go see them. And then probably maybe a year after I had moved back to Corning, New York, I had a chance to see James Galway in concert, which was very, very exciting. And I decided I wanted to play the flute then. The only difficulties I faced was trying to learn the notes themselves. Anyone who says that music is a language in itself, they're telling the truth. So one of the biggest things for me, I had to teach myself via ear training. So back in the days of VHS, I would literally listen to Disney movie soundtracks and just play to them. That's how I started to learn my scales. That's how I started to learn different notes on the flute. And then as I progressed in my studies, I got better at that. I had a chance to work with Dr. Christine Moulton at Mansfield University. I had a chance to work with Gareth McLernon, Dr. Angela McBrady here in Corning, New York. I studied at the University of Buffalo. I got my degree in music performance there, and I've just been freelancing since I've graduated, and it's been so much fun. And I've been discovering things that I never even knew about long before I had even started working on my studies in the flute.
Once again, flutist Adrian McGrady is presenting A Flutist's Journey on Friday, August 25th at 6 p.m. in the Drake House Theater of the 171 Cedar Arts Center in Corning. Adrian, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I can't wait to see you all there.